Hello everybody, welcome back to Broke People Talking. I'm your host with the least, Katlehoxmo. And today we're gonna be talking about the music business. Let me roll the clip. Firstly, let's get this out the way. The barrier to entry in the music space has been removed. Everybody and anybody can be a rapper, can be a singer, can be a producer. Cracked version of FL, type beats on YouTube, Mike wa Choko, go catch crusaders, or sharp, wa rap. Good, later bad. Let's get it started. The good is people who would have never got the chance to actually be discovered, to actually make music, can make music now because there's no barriers. That's the good. That's the pros and cons. That's the pros. You get new acts. You get an abundant number of artists, of new artists. The cons: saturation, because everybody in their mama is a rapper, is a singer. There's too many songs that are being put out. Which lowers the quality in the market. You understand? Lowers the quality in the market. I'm not just talking on hip hop. I'm talking all across the board in SA. Piano, gqom, drill, R&B, kwaito, whatever. The more songs that are being put out, the lower the quality, because there's no barriers of entry. There's no people who are more or less regulating, like, this person can be put on, this person can't. You understand? Now, because there's no regulators anymore, the quality is down. People who don't deserve to be in the spotlight get the spotlight because of circumstantial reasons. Maybe they have a following, maybe they have more funds, maybe. But in today's market, talent does not always get you what you need. Talent is no longer enough. Listen. I'm gonna give you the blueprint later, but these are the issues right now. The market is saturated. There's too many songs. There are too many songs in the market. There's like 48,000 new songs on Spotify alone. 48,000 every day. 48,000 songs per day that are getting posted on Spotify. Spotify alone. We're not talking about YouTube. We're not talking about Apple Music, SoundCloud. That's a lot. And there's no regulation on all of that. That's a lot. So if you think you are the special one that's gonna be somehow, that's gonna go through all those 48,000 people, special. You're delulu. I'm not hating on your dreams. I'm just telling you the situation. This is the reality. You are probably not gonna be the next Michael Jackson. You are not gonna be the next Casper Nyovest. You are not gonna be the next MT, most probably. But here's how we can mitigate that. Firstly, you need to understand the music business. First layer of the music business is monetization. If you want to thrive, you need to monetize. There's two steps. There's the indie route and then there's the label route. The indie route is pretty slow. Let me get into it. Royalties is basically money that is collected on behalf of the use of your copyright, of which is your music, right? Your copyright, of which is your music. Music is copyrighted Copyrights are owned by owners, which is you, the artist, the label, the songwriters, whoever. Royalties. There's different kinds of royalties. There's streaming royalties, of which you get paid per stream. Spotify pays roughly 0.005 cents. 0.005. That's in dollars. Let me say it in rands. Kadi ranta. Spotify sepatala 0.091 cents. Decente. Stream say 1. Say hayete cente a1. One stream on Spotify does not equal to 1 rand. It's 0.091 cents. So you're probably not making a lot from streaming. You're not gonna make a lot from streaming. The second type of royalties are mechanical and licensing. Those we'll get into deeper into them in another video. So it's streaming, mechanical, and licensing. Licensing is when you provide your songs to be used in movies, videos, and then mechanical is when a copy is made from the actual song, like it's played on radio or CDs are being printed. Like each CD is a mechanical royalty generator on its own. Yeah, we'll get way deep into that later on. So that's the first line of monetization, streaming, of which is royalties. The second line you can monetize your music is performances, public performances. That's the second line. Streaming, public performances. As an artist, those are the only two things you can do with your music. You can stream, license it out, or perform it. That's it. The second concerns you as an artist. That's your second form of income, is when you do brand deals, you do appearances, you do merchandising. You understand? Merchandising, brand deals, appearances. These generally can be done without the music, so we do not add them to if you have music, then you can do these. Nah. Influencers can do these. Other people can do these. They're not inherently tied to artists and music, but there are also forms of income and monetizations you can use to get paid. So you need to understand, because you have only these 5 things you can use to generate money from your music, you're probably not gonna make a lot of money from your music unless you are the top 1%. Only the top 1% of artists make money from their music. And when I say money, I mean you can buy groceries, you can pay rent. You understand? That's when I mean money. Ke ska tomplela 5 clipper we thotse in distro kit. I etse nix 5 clipper. We nwele same day. We nwele same day. Buanit. So only the top 1% of artists are making actual money. The rest 99% of artists are not making money from their music. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what you saw on Instagram. They are not making money. That's not money. The 500, the 600, the 1.6, that's not money. You're not paying rent, bro. You're not paying rent. If you're not paying rent from the income solely from your music, then you're not making real money. So all you new artists need to understand, as easy as it is to come into the game, to just put out a song, you're not gonna make money from it. Most probably you're not. Don't listen to your favorite rapper because they have a deal. We're gonna get into that. They have a deal. Indie artists don't make money. It's tough out here. It's tough. It's already maybe. But hey, it's tough. It's tough. Here's some tips to help you stand out through all those people as an artist. Firstly, if you do not know why you are making music, you shouldn't be making music. Music and art stems from why. Why and purpose. If you have a why, then you have a purpose. If you just want to blow, dog, you better blow, aswar. Dog, I just want to blow. I just want to blow. Stop it now. You're not going to do anything. Stop it now. Now. Leave it. Yes, Kolo, my dog. If you're making music to just blow up and be famous, leave. Yes, Kolo. It's a mobile. Because you're probably not going to do anything in this game, bro. Because it's tough. It's tough. Secondly, it's why and purpose. Secondly, you need aesthetics. Aesthetics is accompanied by storytelling. Who are you? What are you saying? Who are you talking to? Who are you? What are you saying? Who are you talking to? Before you even make the music, are you listening? Before you even record, you need to know why you're making music. And it's not to blow. It's not to blow, to make money, to be famous. It's not to be famous. If I ask you why you're making music and you say to be famous, dog, I hope you don't make it, because you're not going to say anything important. You're not going to talk about anything important. I swear. So, why are you making music? Who are you? What are you saying? And who are you talking to? Before you even record, those two things must be on lock. Before you record. Now you're done with these two things. You start recording. What are you recording? You're recording your story. You're not recording music. You are recording your story, your truth, your message to those people you decided to talk to. You see, you gotta do it with a plan. You gotta have a vision. And you need to understand that most people do not resonate with your story. You're not Drake. You're not Kendrick. Most people don't resonate with your story. That's why I said choose the people you want to talk to and talk to them. Leave everybody else to the wayside. Secondly, I think it's thirdly, marketing. You need to understand marketing, not posting. Marketing, not posting. Posting on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube is not marketing. Marketing, it's there's layers, there's depth. You need to run campaigns centered around what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to say. Not just posting. Don't post your link. Nobody's gonna click that link. Nobody's gonna click that link. I digress. So, let's recap. If you want to stand out from the plethora of artists that are posting, that are putting out music every day, you need to get your why right. Why are you making music? And it's not to be famous. It's not to blow. That's not a reason. Your aesthetic. Who are you? What are you saying? And who are you talking to? Then combine these things and run marketing campaigns. Marketing campaigns. Not posting your link. Marketing campaigns. Then that's a start. That's when you start. That's when you start. I think I've been preaching for too long. Now, let's talk about the label. The record labels. Record labels are not your friend. Record labels are not your friend. To anybody who's signed to a label, you need to understand who's signed or who's thinking about getting signed. Record labels are not your friend. You are in an investment. You are an investment. You're like, in other words, you're like a pig. You understand what a pig is? You buy pigs to get something. You don't buy pigs because you like the pig. You need to get something out of the pig. It's either it's meat or it's more pigs. Or you're going to sell it for coins. Understand? You understand? Your record label is not your friend. You are an investment. Don't treat them like your friend. Treat them like your business partner. Before you get before you put out a song, before you get a fan base, don't sign nothing. Do not sign nothing. I'm advising you, all you new artists, do not sign anything. If you do not have leverage, if you do not have something you've built on your own, don't sign anything. Because you think you're going to fast track it to the top, but you're not. You're not. When you sign a deal, you sign away something. You sign away something. When they give you an advance, it's a loan. It's a loan for something. You need to understand what are masters. You need to understand what are your copyrighted properties. Copyrighted properties. What do you own? What don't you own? Who owns what? Your masters is your music, your final recordings. Who owns what? When you're going into the studio, contracts, who owns what? What do I own? How much do I get? How much do I need to pay? Your contracts, they are called recoupment clauses. Watch out for them. How much are they going to recoup? Over how long? Don't just sign. Don't just take money from these people. You've seen the stories. You've heard the stories. You've heard empty stories about ambition. You know how Ambitious was doing artists. You know what they did to Aries. How they did every art. Like, you know the stories. So don't sign anything without leverage. Recoupment. You need to know what recoupment is. Recoupment is how they are going to get their money back. If you sign and they give you an advance, you're going to need to pay it back. They're going to need to recoup. And if you sign a deal, let me give you an example. Let's say you sign a record deal. It's for, let's say, 500,000. They give you a 500,000 advance. You use that 500,000 advance to make the album. You make the album. The album sells. The album sells 1 million. It generates 1 million. 1 million rands. They recoup 500,000 from their initial deal. Their initial advance, they recoup it. Then they start telling you, or their actual contract applies. Because your contract, you're probably gonna sign a 360 deal or 1590 something split. Like, you're probably gonna get 15% of the 100%. They're gonna take the majority. So out of that 1 million, they're gonna take their 80% and you're gonna take your 20. And out of your 20, they're gonna take their 500,000 that they gave you out of that 20 that they give you, 20%, 1 million. And you made 1 million of that record. They take 80%, 800,000. You are left with 200,000. They're gonna take 200,000 and still tell you owe us 300,000 on top. Had to cut the video and say when I music I get mad. But anyways, in today's news, Kendrick is filling up stadiums. He's going on his stadium tour. This man is filling up stadiums and he's just rapping. Yo, he's Kendrick, guys. The Met Gala happened. People were looking fine. Rihanna was pregnant again. Rocky, what's going on, bro? But everybody else was looking fine. Here's the outfits. Damn, how do you get an invite? Because I'm trying to get that drip, though. Demna has left Balenciaga after a long, luscious career, giving us bangers. Rumor has it he's off to Gucci, gonna make more history. Shout out to him. That's Broke People Talking. I'll next time.